All right, today I decided to go check out Vincent's cabin. Haven't been there for a while, maybe a year or so. I'm at the base of Baden Powell right now. You can see on here, Baden Powell's to the right, Mine Gulch is to the left, Bighorn Mine is to the left, and Vincent Gulch. Vincent Gulch is an awesome little hike too, by the way. There's some really good camping spots down there when you hit the stream. Maybe 5 to 7 miles round trip, something like that. Not too bad. Anyway, it's probably going to be a short video. I'm going to try and get as much as I can, but that's only maybe a 2-mile hike. Not a whole lot to see other than some trees. Alright, so if you guys decide to take this hike, I do recommend both of these. They're both worth it, but Bighorn Mine is definitely a 2-man gig. Don't go up there by yourself. It can be kind of dangerous. There's generally, 1 or 2 people up there, but it's not something you want to do by yourself. And definitely bring some gear, helmet, flashlights, lots of water, that kind of stuff. Anyway, Mine Gulch is over here. I figured I'll show you guys the scenery real quick. We're pretty close to the road still. It's pretty out here. All right, time to hike. I figured I would share the first shady portion of the trail here with you guys. Now, just to give you an idea, I believe it's about 75 degrees here. And when I left home, it was around 90 this morning. When I got to the base of the mountain, it was about 95 already. And that was about an hour ago. It's pretty darn nice up here. It's a really good place to go hiking during the summertime. Apologize for the shaky video. I'm not using a mounted camera today. One thing to keep in mind, depending on which time of the year you're up here, well, obviously you need to watch out for snakes, but certain parts of the year, the gnats, or the little black flies, I think they're no-see-ums, they're pretty bad up here. So it's always advisable to bring some kind of mosquito net just in case. Alright, I'm not going to show the trail that gets directly here. There's actually 2 or 3 of them, but they're off the main path and they're not quite so obvious. I want to maintain the integrity of the cabin as much as possible. Some of the people, as much as I don't understand it, like to come up here and just dump their garbage everywhere, graffiti, carve their name into the side of things. So, keep it as quiet as possible. For example, there used to be a Boy Scout geocache right here, and it's gone. No big surprise. I guess I'll go ahead and film. Oh, hey, look at that. I guess I'll go ahead and film as I get up to the cabin. I came in from the backside. I said there's 2 or 3 different ways in. Here's the old fireplace. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I was talking about. Somebody carved their name in the side of the cabin and the roof. Go ahead and put my stuff down. My understanding is you can camp in here. They just ask that you not light any fires in the fireplace, which seems a bit obvious to me. It does look like a very nice place to camp, whether you're in the cabin or not. As you can see, nice open area, good place for a tent. And it actually looks like people have been using the fireplace recently. Hopefully nobody burns this thing down. I'll try to be as thorough as I can. There are lots of bits and pieces of metal and old tools and cans. Okay, let's see if I can get a close-up of all the little things on the walls here. Now this would be pieces of his old stove. It's kind of thick. They're all over the floor actually, also. Some old cans. I think people have collected these from the surrounding areas for the most part, because there's a lot of can piles where he used to dump all of his old cans. Some more stove. Go ahead and put that up here. Alright, that's about it. I'll try to get some video of some areas around the cabin also. Real quick, I wasn't sure if I'd actually gotten this or not. It's an old pot. It's kind of cool. There's also one right here. Has an old handle sitting next to it. I was told there used to be tools hanging on the walls as well, but I think those are long gone. And somebody's been adding to it. Odd. There's several of these scattered around the cabin here, not too far away. Apparently old Vincent liked his canned food. I'm just going to leave them here. There's no reason to touch it. Anyway, I'm kind of exploring the area a little bit. If I find anything really cool, I'll go toss it back up in the cabin so other people can see it. But anything like this, I'm just going to leave here. Unless it's garbage. I've been picking that up. Okay, so I kind of scouted the area a little bit. Went around a few trails. Actually found another trail that leads out from behind the cabin to where I'm guessing probably Bighorn Mine. I think I might actually hike that a little bit today. Just to get an idea of where it goes. But aside from a full bag of trash, I found a couple of cool things off in the bushes. I believe this is part of one of the window sills. It looks like the same material that they're using for the windows here. So I'm placing that over here by the window. I thought that was kind of neat. And I'm not really entirely sure what this is. Focus. Focus. But I thought it was kind of neat. It's got a rounded corner on it. No idea. I found this screening. Not really sure what it was used for. Looks like it may have been pretty flexible at one point in time. I found a bit of window screen. And, oops, I'll have to pick that up later. It matches the screen that used to be in the windows. And an assortment of nails. A pretty cool little screw. It's a little flathead. And a can that looks like it's in pretty good shape still. It was in the middle of the bushes. So anyway, get another view of the cabin before I get out of here. Alright, I almost got out of here without giving a quick history of the cabin. I haven't read about this in a while. It's been a few years, so forgive me if I get some of this wrong. I urge you to read into it if you're interested. This was miner Vincent. Can't remember his last name. They were calling him Tom Vincent, but that wasn't his last name. He was actually out here in hiding. Story goes that in the late 1850s, him and his buddy were at their claim, and they had overheard some people talking about, either overheard some people talking about robbing their claim, or caught some people on their claim. I've heard a few different stories, but I guess him and his buddy shot the guys, and they were worried about the law coming after them, so they took off, and they ended up down here, and this was in Arizona. This obviously is in California. I guess they had a few run-ins with the Indians. which came pretty close to not going too well for them. And Vincent spent his life more or less out here mining, very few friends, kind of in seclusion. I think at one point in time there were 2 people staying in this cabin. As you can see, it's not very big, but I guess for them it was probably pretty close to luxury. Story goes that Vincent was out hunting for bighorn sheep when he found Bighorn Mine, or when he found the gold deposit for Bighorn Mine, and probably made quite a bit of money on that. Supposedly he told this story in his deathbed. He had very few friends. Wanted to get his story out, I guess. So if you get a chance, if you're interested, look him up. It's a pretty interesting story to read. It's quite a bit more detailed than that. But I recommend you hike up here if you get a chance. It's pretty nice. At the very least, it's a beautiful hike. I got a little ways up the back trail and I found an old baking, like an old sheet pan. I was pretty excited about it, actually. So I hiked back down and I hung it up next to the fireplace here. This seemed appropriate. Anyway, I just wanted to share. I guess we're going to go back to my old style here of having a bunch of little clips, but I'm taking the trail. Ooh, it's kind of hard to find. It's directly behind the cabin, but you actually have to go past the cabin to find it. Not very much of a trail, as you can see. But I found a cable that's been tied to a tree. Looks like it's been here for quite a long time. The tree's grown into it. Let's see if I can get closer here. Don't drop the trash. That's a no-no. There we go. It's been here since this tree was really tiny. See, it stops right here. It doesn't go all the way around. So it's been here for a long time. This is an oak. They don't exactly grow fast. So there might be something awesome behind this trail. Maybe this was one of the trails that Vincent took to get up to the mine. I'm hoping. We'll see how it pans out. So the trail seems to end right at all of this old rock that's fallen down. There's a lot of quartz in it. I mean, a lot. At first glance, I thought maybe this was where they dumped some of the old rock from the mine, from Bighorn Mine. Because this is pretty much how it looks over there, where they dumped all the rock. But we're about halfway to Bighorn Mine. I know there was a few other mines, smaller ones, before Bighorn, and this could be from that. It's really hard to say without hiking up a little ways. Not really sure if I want to do that today. Pretty slippery, at least not by myself. But I might go up to those trees. Thing that's getting me, I'll have to go on the left-hand side here and take a look too, but it looks like it's all running off from the left of the trees up there. So I'm a bit curious. Also, I remember reading about a few other mines that Vincent had that were closer to his cabin. Obviously, they're not documented. I couldn't find them. I couldn't find information on where they were anywhere. Vincent's cabin is back that way. The 2 is over there. And somewhere, I believe on the left-hand side over here along the Mine Gulch Trail, it looks like on the left-hand side of the trail as you're going down, there might be an old bench there, or an old road. It's really hard to say, it's overgrown, but it looks to be cut way too flat to be something natural. So I always assumed it might be somewhere over there. I just haven't made it there yet. Anyway, I'm going to think about it for a minute. If I happen to make my way up there, I'll get a picture or two. Alright, after passing the rock slide, I found the trail again. And it looks like it peters off to the left or the right. Now I saw a few trail markers, tags on the trees, which usually indicate hunting. So these could just be trails that people generally use for hunting up here. Or, as I previously thought, they could be old trails and they could just be repurposed. I'm not sure. I'm going to look on the maps when I get home. I tagged my location and see if I can make heads or tails of it. In the meantime, I think I might actually hike up a little ways to those trees and see if I can see where all the rocks are coming from. I'm kind of curious if they're natural or not. Alright, well, I've come to the conclusion that this is an old small creek or river runoff from up higher. I'm still not convinced it's not from blasting, mining up further up, but that explains why it's all here at least. I'll have to check the maps and see. In the meantime, I'll show you guys some cool rocks. Like I said, there's a lot of quartz up here, but I'm finding a lot of iron staining. I don't know if it'll show up on the camera. A lot of red, a lot of black. And I don't know if it shows up here, but there's these little green crystals between where these rocks here used to sit together. I really don't know how well that's going to show up on the camera. But I thought that was kind of cool. I have no idea what they are. But they're literally just little green crystals. I'll try and get a picture. I'll try to get a close-up. And like I said, there's a little sketchy here. There's a lot of iron staining and stuff here. Thought I'd share a little bit more of the trail on the way out. As I said earlier, it's pretty out here. There's a light breeze. It's probably about 76 degrees. Not too bad. I'm getting a little bit tired though. Been prospecting all weekend in the river, so I was planning on going a little bit further today. It just it all caught up to me pretty quick. Started slipping on the trail back there and decided to call it quits. Head back. Whew. Alright, I'm back where I started. I just wanted to get one last view on the way out. The sun decided to cooperate here. As you can see, it's going behind the clouds. But it's just beautiful here. Look at that. Hope you guys enjoyed. On my way out down the road here, and I found a little friend. I'm not going to get too close because I don't want to make him mad. Yeah, I got to get him off the road so I don't run him over. Alright, let's see how successful I can be here. Get out of here, dude. Go. Come on. Go. I'm just making him more mad. There you go. Get out of here. Yeah, he's pretty upset. Disturbed his sunbathing. Hey, it's a lot better than running you over, dude. Probably hard to see here. No, don't come at me. Oh, go on. I don't want to hurt you, I just want to scare you off. Come on. Alright, well that's probably good enough. He's already mad at me.